Hi, Cancer. I hope you're doing well. Pardon me. I think I might be getting a cold. Yeah, let's go and get into your reading for the last portion of March 2019. Anyways, first card out, Justice. Libran energy of making things happen, being very logical about your decision making, truth coming out, speaking your truth, hearing the truth. Sometimes it can talk about releasing people, releasing things in your life, things that no longer match your life or your situations that you're currently in. It's like you're relieving and letting things go for more to come through. I'm going to pull more, though, just because I don't want to just, like, read into that one card, but that's kind of the energy. Here we have the Four of Cups in reverse. So, you know, if you have somebody coming back to you that you may not really want in your life any longer, it's almost as if they are either wanting to come clean about something, wanting to clarify things, wanting to perhaps approach you with the truth, and that might be difficult for them. You know, they may be having a difficulty bringing that truth, or have had a difficulty bringing that truth, but it's like that seems to be the contemplation now. I don't see any action here yet. I see a lot of mental energy, and I see a lot of emotional stagnation, but no action yet. Show me more. Yeah, you got the Hangman in reverse. So these two cards are very, in a certain way to me, they're very similar, just because it's like we have a fair amount of, you know, there's the Four of Cups is interesting because while there is a level of contemplation, because yes, you're getting offered something, somebody's offering you, you're offering somebody something, what essentially it can talk about is somebody not making any moves, somebody not being certain of themselves. And sometimes that can happen due to, let's say, emotional growth. Like if a person isn't, well, I don't want to pin people against each other, but if a person is here, or say a person operates on a really, really high level in math. They're excellent in math. They are, you know, top of their league, whatever. And in like history or communications, they're way down here. Like you can't force somebody to grow. And if somebody is emotionally, I guess, a little bit stunted, and that's kind of harsh to say, but like if they've kind of been emotionally stunted, it may be now wanting to come forward and communicate. It's almost as if people are growing. People are wanting to say, hey, I've changed. I've done this. I've done that. You know, this is a huge card of growth. Here we're deep within ourselves. We are checking everything that makes sense to us. We're looking into ourselves on multiple levels. What works for us? What doesn't work for us? What do we want in our lives? You know, you could also be dealing with a Pisces, Libra Pisces, but here in reverse, we have essentially let go of that. We're no longer holding off. There's no longer this block. There's no longer a stagnation, a waiting period. It's like, oh, now I want to do this, you know, and that's kind of what it feels like is the bottom layer of this reading. At this point, show me more for Cancer. I'm sorry if I'm rambly. I just woke up from a nap. So you have the King of Cups in reverse, and you have the High Priestess in reverse. Now, if this person in the past was very disconnected from you, you could be dealing with a Pisces Virgo, you could be dealing with a Scorpio or Pisces Cancer as well. It's the King of Cups. But if you've dealt with somebody like this from the past, basically what I'm feeling is that this person may have been very short with you. They may have been cold. They may have denied their own feelings about you, you know, how they genuinely felt about you and not expressed something. But here, and they may have also been dealing with something else. And it doesn't have to be a person, but it's something that you weren't involved in. And, you know, and oftentimes it can be a person. But the thing is here, it's like that, it's almost as if that's coming to light. The High Priestess in reverse, it talks about somebody who's opening up. It talks about things that have been not present in the knowledge, what you know, coming to light. On the bottom of the deck for the King of Cups in reverse and the High Priestess in reverse, you have the Emperor in reverse. So if this person exhibited very, very negative behavior towards you in the past, very dominant behavior, somebody who was intentionally cold and cutting, you know, there may be a level of them needing to come clean to you. I do want to mention here, though, too, we are in a lot of retrograde energy right now, Cancer. I'm sorry, I'm losing my voice. We're in a lot of retrograde energy right now, Cancer. And basically, people are coming back. There's energies that are kind of cycling and popping back through. And it's interesting. It's frustrating. It is overwhelming. It brings up all these different things within us, you know. Some of us, it's literally just enough to be like, oh yeah, I cut you out. I'm solid and I've grown. I don't need to do this anymore with you. Other people, it's going to open up a can of worms and be like, oh my God, maybe I do need to re-engage in this. Maybe I do need to get back into this, you know. And I guess we're going to see how things go, but you know, if this person treated you poorly in the past, was very disconnected emotionally, cut off emotionally, very cold, and almost calculating, and if that type of personality was one to keep secrets, what makes you feel that they've changed? Because those types of secrets aren't something that are like easy to keep. Like there's a lot of calculation that goes into that, like hiding people, hiding relationship status, hiding your sexual prowess. Like those are big things to hide, you know. And what makes you think this person wouldn't do that again? I don't want to get too uppity about it right now, but I do want to mention that to you because it just feels like this person has a lot to hide. And you know, if they want to get back into a situation with you, they're going to need to communicate very clearly, but also prove that they have changed. I'm on the fence about that just because this would be indicative of somebody who has actually done more so of an overhaul in themselves. I'm going to keep putting out some cards, but we're going to clarify in a minute. Show me more for Cancer. So here is where they're at, essentially. This is what I'm feeling like they're feeling. You know, it's interesting. A lot of people, they get really high and mighty and like they do things out of spite, out of ego, out of arrogance. They shut people out. They cut relationships off. They just ghost people. It happens quite a bit. And I'm sorry. Basically, what I'm feeling is that this person is now having, it's like replays of what they've experienced with you or you with them. Somebody here is feeling very, very heavy in their heart in regard to a situation that's already taken place. It's already transpired. It's in the past already. But what it's done is it's actually cut off the connection between you. That's what it feels like. There's like a cutting off of connection. And I think at this point too, it's like, well, do you want to re-engage in this? Like, what's the point in that? If you do want to re-engage in this person needs to come correct. This person needs to be absolutely 100% transparent with you and make things happen that way. But I really feel that like, I feel that you've already gone through this, Cancer. And now I feel that this person is going through this. I feel that they've been holding off. I feel there's with the King of Cups in reverse, he very much often reminds me of the King of Swords. Now, the King of Swords is very cold. He's very calculating. He's mental. He's logical. He's somebody who's not very emotive. He's has difficulty emoting. You know, oftentimes the King of Swords is a good guy. He's in your favor. He's a good, you know, advisor, but, and more than that, but the King of Cups in reverse, this, I'm picking up a very heavy, cold energy like the King of Swords. Somebody who will intentionally keep you out, somebody who allows only certain information to get to you. It's like smoke screens and, like, you know, different things to kind of throw you off their trail. And it's intentional. You know, that's a calculated person. The King of Cups in reverse, oftentimes they can be somebody who deals with addiction, whether that be alcoholism, drug addiction, or sexual addiction. You know, they have different vices, and they're very either immersed or entrenched in their vices. So somebody who is self-serving, and they often do that because they're more than likely less connected to their emotional self. And so the stimulus that they receive from other situations, and usually high risk situations, are appealing. You know, there's that like crapshoot kind of feeling, like, you know, gambling. There's an energy here of that that may be satisfying to them. But that doesn't mean it's satisfying to you, you know, and that doesn't mean that you have to step back into a situation. If you have somebody coming back, you know, and they're trying to talk to you about what's gone on in their life, you can listen, or if you want to go back, you can. But I feel like this person has held off communication with you for quite a while, and, you know, why do you need to re-engage? Like, I don't know. It just feels like backtracking. Honestly. Show me more for Cancer. So you have two cards popping out, Cancer. You have the Knight of Swords, and you got the Four of Wands. So very quickly, this person wants to move forward very quickly. They want to communicate very quickly. In a certain way, they want to clear things up, but I feel also too within this energy, there's like a very pressing, like, clear things up. It's almost as if there's like a pressurizing feeling, like I'm being pressured, like somebody's talking to me and I'm feeling pressured about like having to go with them or adhere to their way. I'm feeling pressured here. And it's in regard to stabilizing a relationship, you know, because they're feeling this. They're feeling a loss in a relationship, you know. The foundation is shaky, and it's like they want to communicate how they want to fix that. But I really think that it's important to hold off here. This person, it almost feels like this would be a huge decision on your part if you wanted to get back in with them. But I really want to mention here that while this may be an energy of what has already happened, I feel this person may also still have things that are secret, you know? So I guess I want to just be clear in saying be careful about that, because sometimes people can be very manipulative, and sometimes people don't have your best interest at heart, and they don't care, and they're not easygoing, you know. They'd rather do things for themselves. They're self-serving. And also it's a very heavy retrograde season right now, so like people are coming back. People are doing things in really weird ways, and yeah, it's almost like zombie time. Like zombies are just coming through and then they go away. It's like they're dead. Dead. Show me more for Cancer. So Cancer, you're over it. Like whatever has happened here with this person, I feel that you're more so over it. You've let it go. There's really no point here in holding on to this energy. But I feel here like you may be over it, but that doesn't mean that you need to get re-involved with this person. You know, I think it's important for you to really look at the situations that you've been in regard to relationships, see how they make sense to you now, moving forward in what you want in life. if you've been dealing with like, I don't know, like I feel like relationships should be like in progression, like, you know, you have good ones, you have bad ones, but like they all teach you something. But like as you progress, like they should get better. They should get better. Like, you know, you should learn things about yourself, you know, and by doing that, you attract people that are more of like mind and emotion and energy. By letting, like I said earlier, like it would feel like backtracking. Like backtracking here. That's what it would feel like if you were to re-engage in this. I feel like you have a lot of support in your life. There are those of you, not all of you, but there are those of you that have support in regard to your families, in regard to your friends. Utilize that, you know, especially if you feel like you're kind of going down the tunnel again, like headed back towards this shitstorm. Like talk to your friends. Talk to your family, you know, talk to the people that you trust, talk to the people that you love, you know, be clear in how you go about things with them, just because those are your touchstones. Like those are the people who give a damn, you know. You're in the end going to do what you want, but I would highly suggest to pay attention to the people that have shown you love versus hurt you. Show me more for Cancer. Flying out. Here you go. King of Swords here. So, oh my God. This person, what I'm feeling here, Cancer, is this person is wanting to talk to you very, very heavily. It's been on their mind. They can't let it go. If this person is from the past, this has been cycling with them. This person may communicate what has happened. If you've gotten no closure with this situation, this may be essentially a time to receive closure from this person. But I do also want to mention here, while this can show up as a Libra, Aquarius, Gemini energy, what it also is it can be you stepping into this energy, you stepping into an energy where you are not so emotionally affected by somebody, so emotionally immersed. You know, a lot of the time we can become very, it's like our boundaries dissolve because our emotions flare up and we're like, oh my God, they're back. Maybe I really do need to be back into this situation. Rethink it. You know, if it doesn't feel right, you know, don't do it. That's simple. Like, don't do it. If the person has shown you time and time again that they can't be trusted, don't trust them. Like people show you who they are. That's really important to pay attention to. People show you who they are, and we need to pay attention. That's straight up. So you may be just deciding to cut this person out, but I also feel too here that this person is wanting to express that they can't get you off of their mind. They're having a difficulty doing that, and they're recognizing their past, and they want to come clean about certain things. This person may have changed. This is a general reading, okay? So this is for thousands of people. What resonates, resonates. What doesn't, doesn't. Don't try and cram it all into your situation. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But this person, they may have changed. They may have changed. So, you have the Empress here in reverse. This is kind of like in alignment to what I'm talking about. Like, going back into this situation, Cancer, this throws you off your game. Okay? This throws you off your game. The Empress in reverse is somebody who disregards themselves. They don't care about themselves. They sometimes put themselves below and they put themselves last to make concessions for people. You know, they disregard themselves. If you're backtracking and it feels like backtracking, don't do it, because the Empress upright talks very heavily about emotional abundance, financial abundance. It talks about creation. It talks about moving towards what makes sense for you in your life, really being in tune with what works for you on multiple levels. And following that truth, you know, I really feel here like this needs to be upright. I feel that this is a fear and a worry that you are going to be backsliding into a situation with somebody. But if you release that, you end up taking back your power. That's all this is about, is taking back your power. And I feel that that energy most in reverse is honestly coming out as more of a fear versus a reality, you know? Show me more for Cancer. So, you have the Hermit here. So, in regards to this whole thing, Cancer, it's like you're shining a light on the whole thing. Even if this person comes and they're shining light on their experience and what they've gone through and how they want to incorporate you and how they want to like heal things and make it better and build a foundation, I think it's important for you to really remember what's occurred. Look within yourself. How does it make you feel? How does it make you feel here, Cancer? What works for you? What feels right? You know, what essentially leaves you feeling satisfied, not only financially, not only emotionally, but like spiritually? Does this feel good to be in this situation with this person? If you're going to be in a relationship, this is just my 2 cents, but if you're going to be in a relationship, it needs to nurture you on all levels, not just the sex, not just the food, not just the company, but like, does this feel spiritually nurturing? Does this feel emotionally nurturing? Can I trust this person's touch? Do I enjoy this person's touch? Like, you know, when they're having sex with me, does it feel like it's just for them and I'm this thing that they're penetrating, or is it a mutual connection? Like, these are all huge things because they all relate to what's happened and they all relate to how this person operates. So let's go ahead and clarify, okay? Show me the King of Cups in reverse. Okay. Okay, so at this point, if this person is coming forward and they feel genuine to you, what they're trying to do is drop the past. They're trying to drop the energy that's already occurred here with you, Cancer. They're trying to release the negative bond, and they're going to have to communicate about it. What is coming with that, 3 cards popped out for the King of Cups in reverse. You have the Devil in reverse, but you also have the Knight of Cups with the Strength card. This person has taken a while. They've contemplated, they've thought of things, they need to get out of their head, and it feels like they're on their way to do that. Some of you, it'll be a good thing. Some of you, not so much. That's how it goes. This can't be just one way or the other. This is a general reading. But that's the overall energy that I'm feeling here. With the Knight of Cups and Strength, this person, it's like they've had to go within. They've had to trust their feelings and be available to them. You know, what was it? Scorpio, their energy, their reading, I think it was called Accountability versus Vulnerability. Afraid to talk or afraid to communicate, whatever it was. There's an energy there where it's like somebody has this cool exterior, or they don't want to like show the whole truth of a matter or like share everything that's gone on. And so they choose and opt to step out. They choose to not communicate with you because it goes against their ego. It goes against their pride. Like, a lot of people have those issues. I don't. If I fuck up, like, I'm going to be right there being like, listen, dude, I fucked up. Let's talk about it. Let's heal it. I'm going to be right there, Johnny, on the spot. A lot of people are not like that. A lot of people don't do that. A lot of people are like, it causes them to be vulnerable. And that almost is difficult for them. They don't deal well with that, you know? So you might want to check out Scorpio. But yeah, feels like this person wants to communicate about what they've released, how they've healed, what they've done, how they've grown. The person that they're dealing with could have been a Capricorn, could have been a Leo, could be a Libra, Taurus, it doesn't matter, a human being. So I didn't even ask yet, but the Queen of Cups is flying out in reverse. We have the King and Queen of Cups here in reverse. This is a couple who is emotionally distraught. You are the Queen of Cups, Cancer. You are emotionally distraught. I feel that like some energy here is, even if you do communicate, there's going to be like this nagging energy of like mistrust. Like, I don't trust you. I don't know if I can trust you. Like, I let you in my shell before and you like flayed me. That's what it feels like. And you know, this can lead to drinking. This can lead to emotional manipulation. It can lead to just like emotional sabotage with one another. I don't think that that's a healthy thing to revert to. If you've removed yourself from a situation of that nature, like, it might be good to stay out, you know. The relationship that you may have had with them in the past also may have been more carnal versus a love relationship, but there may have been heavy love feelings there. I said this in another video, but passion is very important. And when we feel passion, I'm mentioning this because we have these two cards here, but when, and they're back to back here, but when they feel passion, when they're seeing eye to eye, when the flame is hot, this particular type of energy is incredibly, incredibly strong. It's emotionally, it can be emotionally supportive. It can make you feel like the world, like you're walking on velvet, like it feels good. It feels solid. It feels emotionally stable. And there's like a specific, like if you're dealing with a water sign or have dealt with a water sign, I will say, aside from other signs, there's kind of like a specific energy that water signs bring when they introduce love into relationships. They, it's like a magic, and it can be very beautiful, but as beautiful as it can be, it can also be incredibly destructive, especially when it's not being utilized properly, especially when it's being wielded in an untrustworthy way. What was under the Queen of Cups in reverse was the Ace of Swords in reverse. So not having clarity, not communicating well with somebody, not communicating at all with somebody popping in out of the blue during a retrograde, you know, not having that clarity, but also somebody who is more capable and willing to lie. I'm not saying that they are liars, but I'm just reading the card for you so you can have a little bit of understanding. Show me the Knight of Swords here. So the Knight of Swords, like, he comes with the Seven of Swords. So in regard to this energy here, somebody rushing in to try and stabilize the situation with you, be careful because it comes with this. This is dishonesty. This is deception, lies, cheating. It's a false beginning. It's somebody who works out of the lower levels, you know, and it's not surprising. Again, we have that retrograde energy and it's bringing people back. I had somebody come back the other day and I was like, you ghosted me like twice. What do you want? Like, you know, it was stupid. And then he ghosted me a third time. I'm just like, you're not even ghosting me anymore. You're just like acting normal for yourself. And it's annoying because like, you're 42. Fuck off. Like, really? Who are you? Yeah, no, I wouldn't trust that energy. Show me the Five of Swords here. So you have the King of Pentacles here with the Five of Swords in reverse. So this person may have been dealing with a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. They could also be somebody that is highly materialistic, highly judgmental, somebody that is more concerned about appearances and wealth and how, you know, how they come off. And like, I also feel here too, like if you are to, what is that? If you are to like disengage with them, push them away, not accept their offer, I feel that there's like a level of facade that they hold up. Like they, like the facade of like, oh, I'm fine, I'm okay, it doesn't matter, fuck you, like you're nothing, you know, yet they do want something with you, yet they do recognize their heart and their feelings here, but it's like this materialistic facade. It's a shallow facade. Because really what I'm feeling here is this is where they're at. And they've held off to communicate with you. A lot of heartache, a lot of frustration, unending thoughts, cycling thoughts that don't stop in consideration to why they're painful, but holding off in regard to communication, not wanting to. This is all mental. Show me the King of Swords. King of Swords for Cancer. Yeah, so here we are again, this Ace of Pentacles here in reverse. This person, you know, with their cold exterior, like it comes with very little to offer. This is more ego-based. I feel that this is more like a lesson within like how you progress in life, like next step, you know, this isn't, I don't think that this is a relationship that's going to be like the one and the only. I think that this is like, okay, we went through this, next step. Yeah. And this is not enough here. This is not enough. And like, if anything, you're like, no, I'm evaluating the situation. You don't bring much to the table. You know, you may have taken a long time to get here and communicate, but not enough to keep you going. And it feels like, too, it's like re-engaging in a situation that just needs to drop. Show me the Knight of Cups with the Devil and the Strength card. Show me the Knight of Cups. What is the intention of the Knight of Cups? So it's 50-50. Came out on its side, Page of Cups. So upright, the Page of Cups, it can talk about communication. It can talk about friendship. It can talk about emotional overtures. It can talk about somebody who is emotionally immature. It can talk about a lot of things. Somebody sometimes who gets a little bit, they have rose-colored glasses, you know, and they don't see the reality of something. If you had a relationship with somebody where it was very carnal, very sexual, like animalistic energy, which is fine, but like a lot of the time you can't really base a relationship off of just that aspect. Like there's a